We are making a dinner party for people in the Enlightenment, and we have to figure out who needs to sit next to each other based on their opinions and beliefs.
Alright, so instead of kind of doing a lecture direct instruction on Enlightenment Thinkers and the dinner party idea, kind of thought about letting students have a chance to think about kind of more critically each element, or to start synthesizing ideas across the board rather than just kind of taking in information and putting it down in note form. So it kind of left a very open-ended question for the students of designing a seating chart for a dinner party with the 12 Enlightenment thinkers that we talked about together in class. And it kind of pulling in ideas to show connections between the various thinkers, or to show maybe areas of conflict that might come up between various thinkers. And then kind of from that, having them process a little bit more deeply into a few, I think they did 5 people that they had to really kind of hone in on and explain specifically why they got placed at the table where they did. And then kind of the final piece of the process was another kind of layer of that analysis. They picked one person that would get uninvited from the dinner party, and a lot of that kind of showed like major conflicting ideas and interests.
We're doing this so we can get a better understanding of how people thought back then.
So I found planning the dinner party a lot better than learning it a lot better than taking the notes, because I think it was more interesting to learn about who they would agree with, and I knew more about the people, and I felt like I retained the information better than just learning about facts about them. And I actually did research on them to find out more about them and how they would think and how they would talk to other people.
So why I put them together is I try to take the people apart from their opposites. So I put one guy on the opposite of the table because he believed in a strong government, and I put another guy on the other side of the table because he didn't. So that's kind of how I formatted it. I formatted it around Thomas Hobbes, who believed in a strong government, and Jefferson, who believed in empowering the people. And I put Father Hidalgo, I put him by himself because he was a strong military leader and he was important, so he's the head of the table. Alright, so critical thinking is really important here because you gotta work with your group here. That's a big part of this. You gotta talk it over with your group and figure out who these people were. So we had to think about who these people were. We had to study them a little bit, and we had to figure out what they liked, what they didn't like, what they agreed, what they disagreed. And
just as another kind of layer of that critical thinking piece to show them that there are multiple right ways to kind of come to a conclusion on something.
And there are so many different ways that we can go about doing this.
And pretty much wait, stop, this person shouldn't go with this person because they don't agree on the same topic. They would fight and ruin the dinner party.
So I think part of the open-ended nature of this assignment was it was kind of designed to create conversations between students, to have opportunities for students to kind of dig a little bit deeper into the process and kind of own a little bit more of the process rather than just taking notes going off of a lecture. But they kind of created their own path for how they were going to research what extra information they needed to find. And then from the kind of educational standpoint, it forced them to come up with an answer where there's not a right answer.